No,
Good
that was
morning,
like the
good afternoon,
litany. Oh,
good evening. Welcome to San Diego, Sept of the Howling Winds. This scene, Guardian Gabby, Fists of Flame, has been given instructions to keep an eye on this young cub who seems to be drawing attention or unfavorable attention from outside sources. So this scene, Gabby's decided she wants to get to know this person she has to spend so much time with. And that's where the scene will begin.
yeah, she's showed up like immediately as soon as she got the message from Punches with like her duffel bag, and she gets there like frazzled and like ready to beat someone up. But I mean, obviously, there's nothing horrible going on there, so.
Yeah, they're in a different trailer than they were. They moved her and the kinfolk to into different trailers because, well, the last one got attacked and the doors are
Yeah.
kind of busted and the roof's kind of burned and stuff like that. So she's just kind of sitting on the floor when you arrive.
She'll look around and see if there's any furniture. Like, is there a
Oh,
reason she's sitting on? Oh,
there's
okay.
probably a couch and chairs and stuff. She's just like
Okay.
on the
She's
floor
just
with her
not.
back against the wall or something.
Gabby will drop her duffel bag and go and sit on the floor beside her because apparently that's what she's doing. So she'll sit beside her, and with like a cursory glance, does she appear to be hurt?
Looks to be some scarring on her left arm
Okay, but
that
like
you can visibly tell. It looks fairly new, like fairly new scarring.
okay,
I wasn't sure who they were going to send out. Your Fists of Flame, Raya, right? Am I getting that right?
you can just call me Gabby.
Okay, Gabby Raya.
You, Raya is not necessary at this point.
Oh, okay.
Feels a little weird to me, to be quite honest.
Okay. Um, Abel Raya was very upset that I didn't use names or deed names and Raya and all at once, and I don't know. I get so many mixed signals. I don't know what to do sometimes.
It's a good practice to have. I never got the hang of it. I'm not super great at that kind of formal stuff either. But it is a good practice to have. Just if it helps, you can call me that. You don't have to.
Okay. Um, I can show you. You can have your choice of bedrooms if you want.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can get unpacked later.
I figured I would take the smallest, so you can have the bigger bedrooms. I'm not sure if it's going to be you or Sierra Raya staying here at night. I don't know what this schedule is going to be like, but she said she
Yeah.
was going to come and keep an eye on me too. So I don't know if that's in addition to you or if you're trading off or.
From what Punches told me, or Punches Raya told me, I would be sort of your personal bodyguard, and if Sierra comes, it'll be probably just extra. Unless told otherwise, I'm not going to trade off shifts.
Okay.
But about the sizes of the bedrooms, I'm used to having a small one. My older sister would always claim the bigger one or the top bunk.
There's no bunk. There's a pretty big bed in the big bedroom. There's another smaller bedroom that's a little bit bigger than the one that I took, but it's up to you. Enjoy the big bed while you can, I guess, if you want.
How about we take whichever bedrooms are closest to each other for so I can hear if something happens.
The big bedroom shares a wall, and the little bedroom's right across the hall.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess we're in a trailer, so the distance really isn't going to be that horrible. I'll go ahead and stop overthinking that. So,
Do you have any food preferences?
uh, meat. Meat is good.
Any preference on type of meat?
I like burgers.
Burgers. Okay, I think I can make those. Susan was teaching me to cook when I was with them, and before we were attacked. I can make spaghetti pretty good, and I made the meatballs.
I,
Sierra and um, I think her name was her name was Shadows. I think they liked them.
yeah, I'm
Mm. Jesse liked the soup. Jesse Raya liked the soup I made.
certainly appreciative to have someone cooking. I'd offer help, but I really don't think you want me anywhere near a stove.
Okay, I will try and keep that in mind. Are you extra flammable or something?
Well, I mean, I'm actually slightly less flammable than most people, but I am more accident prone.
Oh, okay. I know some people have like weird things about them, and then some of them like binary, like with her skin condition is different, and she said something about the keeper doesn't have a tail. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's other weird things like more flammable or whatever with
I mean,
people.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I haven't heard of anything like that, but I'm not a Galliard or a Theurge.
Oh, okay. I'm supposedly a crescent moon spirit talker something person.
Oh yeah, so you're the Theurge person.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's me. Yeah.
So what if you're okay to talk about it, what exactly happened? I just kind of got the call that horrible things had happened, and I was sort of assigned to guard you.
Her head kind of drops into her like forward for a second and she takes a breath. So I was making dinner and they took out the wall between the kitchen and the living room so that you kind of see through between them. And some people came to the door and knocked. And Jason, did you ever meet Jason? He's a big guy.
I don't think so.
Yara always kind of gets almost giggly when she sees him. Um, but he glanced through the peephole and he kind of gave me a look like something like he didn't have a good feeling about it. And he put the little slide lock on it before he opened the door. Um, and the people outside were asking about me, and I probably shouldn't have, but I peeked because one of the voices sounded familiar, so I was trying to get a look to try and place them. And I'm pretty sure that's when he saw me, and I recognized him. He was one of the people who had come through, especially when they summoned the little mother for our little park we were in place thing that I used to live in. When they summoned the little mother, he was there. Um, and he said, "Get her." And Jason luckily started to shut the door. I knew it was trouble, so I I shifted up into the big Krynos shape, I
Mhm.
think it is, and slammed against the door to help get it closed quickly so that they wouldn't just bust right in. And I had Jason get his wife to the back room and send out the alarms. They started just tearing into the door, and they were cut up my shoulder pretty bad. Um, so luckily that didn't go on for more than it felt like forever because it was the stress of the situation. It just makes it seem like it's lasting forever. Probably only like 5 or 10 seconds. They were almost through the door. Um, and there was somebody up on the roof and there was scratching, but it didn't sound like well, what's that called? Like they were trying to claw through, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like when somebody's scratching on something to like draw a picture or write, but with scratching.
Sure.
It sounded more like that than the like really hard pounding scratches to like try and break through or dig through. Mm. But it was just after that that the others arrived. When they let off trying to get through the door, um, and they were fighting outside. I went into the back, broke the window, and helped Jason and his wife get out to try and keep them safe. And as I was getting Susan out, that's when Lefty walked in. He was pretty hurt though. He had a pretty nasty gash, several of them on his chest. And I'm surprised his chest was still attached. It looked really bad. But I guess they made short work of it. And then they tried to take me on sept, and I refused to go because I'm not allowed to. And it's been made very clear that I'm not allowed to. So um, Kate stayed with me while Lefty and I think Cole Raya went to get the urges and dazzles and stuff to help with healings and get healed themselves. And then Dazzles came and made sure that Kate and I were okay. Lefty had done some healing, but well, I was still pretty messed up because while they reinforced the doors and stuff here, those claws still get through after a bit, and that's when she gestures to the marks on her shoulder.
Hmm.
You can probably guess that she had her shoulder into the door.
Yeah.
And I guess Fangs of Discord got away, and that was his name because I didn't see his body. But Sierra Raya came by later, and I told her what I just told you, and I guess she had been looking around, and she noticed some stuff up on the roof. Uh, Still kind of haunting to realize that they'd come there to make a sacrifice out of me.
Oh, okay.
And she pulls out her phone and she opens it up and goes to a picture, like one of the most recent pictures she's taken, and she shows it to you, and you can see scratched into the roof something that says along the lines of uh, "Her blood will open the way. We make
Oh,
this, we make this sacrifice so that her blood may open the way."
lovely.
So seeing that was a little disconcerting. I offered to just run away so that you guys weren't in danger of this anymore, but Sierra said that she could still find me wherever I went, and they would probably still come after me. So it's safer to have people here to try and protect me than just try and run on my own.
Yeah, you're safer. Yeah, with us than you are by yourself. We have expanded patrols to include the kinfolk housing as well, and I can at least I can defend you against most things. At least give you time to run away or time for reinforcements to get here.
She'll nod. Doesn't the litany say something about not letting others suffer or um, deal with troubles because of you or something like that? Or
So
don't let
listen.
your illness or something.
So listen. I've never been. I don't know if you've been able to tell. I'm not really too good at our whole etiquette thing that us Scouru have. And yeah, there is that thing, essentially where you've outlived your usefulness or whatever. But I mean, we also have this thing where we protect our own and we look after cubs, especially. And that's you're one of us, so we're gonna protect you. And we're gonna find a way to get rid of these guys because the guys that want you are our enemies. And it is very important to us that we destroy our enemies. We destroy all enemies of Gaia.
Well, I should tell you then, like I told Sierra, um, Fangs of Discord is fairly powerful and he's fairly dangerous. He's one of the main spirit talkers for the group. They usually they're down somewhere south. I've never been there myself, but I remember one time when he showed up that it felt like there was an earthquake when he arrived and when he left, but there was no sign of like anything having happened. So, but he's dangerous. He used to run his hands through my hair and tell me that he was as far above me as our father was above him. Oh, you probably don't know. They say our father referring to what you guys call the worm.
Oh, so he thinks he's more powerful than the worm.
No, he thinks he's as much more powerful than me than the worm is more powerful than him.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, he sounds like a douchebag. So if I see him, I'm immediately punching him. Um, but yeah, I will. Doesn't sound like a fun guy.
His usual pack had like 6 or 7 people with him, so if you guys do go after him, it's not going to be an easy fight.
I mean, I would say it wouldn't be fun if it was easy.
I'm surprised he didn't have more of them with him. He only had two of his two of the ones that I recognize that are usually with him. So I don't know if the other two were new or just trying to prove themselves.
So you think that was a scouting party?
It could have been, for all I know, they were here to take me and go, but when that didn't pan out, they were just going to do it here. Thankfully, you guys were good enough in combat that you at least killed 4 of them really quickly and gave him a moment of pause, and he decided to just take off.
So the four that were with him were taken care of.
Yeah, 2 of them stayed in their Krynos forms, and the
Mm-hmm.
other 2 went back to being human when they died.
Okay. Okay.
Abel Raya took their heads. It wasn't a pretty thing to see. He cut off their heads and then took them.
Yeah, that sounds like something he'd do. All right. Yeah. Uh, doesn't sound fun, but we'll take care of it. Everything's gonna be fine. What do you do for fun around here?
I usually paint and draw. Um, should have seen my old bedroom. It was had quite a bit of artwork done on the walls. Um, um, Binary says that when I can, she's going to teach me how to skateboard. Because Lefty taught her, and she's been watching YouTube videos on it.
All right. That all sounds fun. How are you in terms of? I know you're a crescent, so fighting really isn't your thing, but it's still like, can you defend yourself?
Um, I I used to think I could. I'm not entirely sure anymore.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that's a relative term. You can defend yourself against different things. I box for fun. So if I don't know, I feel like it's probably a good idea for us to practice together, just in case, so that you I don't know your skills. I feel like if I know your capabilities, it'll be a lot easier for me to think up tactical plans in case something bad happens. And it'll make me feel a little bit better as well.
Boxing. So you make boxes?
She laughs a little bit. She's like, no, and she'll take her duffel bag and she'll pull out her gloves and put one on, kind of show her that like hitting things, fighting.
Oh, I didn't know they had a special name for that. Um, I
I mean,
was very sheltered growing up. They didn't want me getting a lot of contact with the outside world.
okay, I see. No, there's different kinds of fighting. But boxing is with generally she holds up the her gloves like fists, fist focus. There are other kinds, but this is my favorite. Um, so yeah,
Oh,
if you want to drag out, like, I'm sure I could build some kind of punching bag and we could practice with it. We could spar a little bit. I could show you basics so that if you self defense is always important.
sure. I'd like to be able to help defend myself.
And I am horrible at drawing, but I'm sure I could learn.
Usually, a lot of my drawings are things that I've seen in my head. I can go show you them if you want.
Well, sure.
Not all of it's pretty, but she'll kind of get up and take you to the old trailer. That you can see as you're going, there's strange markings of fire, like it burned in a strange shape on the roof
Hmm.
um, of the old trailer, and the front door is ripped off the hinges. The door frame is basically shredded.
Has this place been cleansed since the fight?
I think so. I think Dazzles did that with her little stick, like walking around the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay. I want to make sure it was safe for us to go back in. I mean, I could always cleanse us once we got back out, but I wouldn't put a lot of faith in my ritual abilities.
Well, maybe I can help you. I know a little bit about that. It's probably not quite the same as what you guys do, though. So I might be totally wrong on that. But yeah, and she'll walk in. You'll see there's a couch, a chair, and that wall into the kitchen is gone. So you see a stove and like there's a pot that looks like it has food in it still, like it was just left there.
Hmm.
There's blood by the doorway and on the door that was ripped off the hinges. There's blood on the hallway that she starts heading towards.
Gonna step over that.
She opens the door to the first room on the left, and she gestures for you to go in.
Sure.
You go in and you see that all the furniture has been pushed to like one corner of the room. The mattress is just kind of folded on the ground, so it's like half as long as normal. And one wall looks like this very intricate painting. Looks like it. Did Gabby go to like regular schools
No, she was
or learn about
tutored on a
history?
sept.
Did she learn about ancient history and dinosaurs and stuff?
I mean, probably at some point.
This looks like it would have been a picture out of like one of those old dinosaur books with like the ferns and the strange plants
Hmm.
from those areas. Um, if you look closely and take your time, you'll notice there's a spot where it looks like there's little Garu coming towards dinosaurs and looks like they're fighting. And there's looks like there's a dark portal with kind of this like tendrils creeping out of it.
Huh.
If you did you ever hear people talk about her prophecy that brought her here?
No.
Okay, then I won't go on about that.
No. So Gabby's just looking at this, being like, "Wait a second. This seems something about this doesn't seem." So she'll look and go like, "Huh. I wasn't the best at history, but humans weren't alive at the same time as dinosaurs, right?"
No,
Yeah.
not that I know of.
But yeah, this is cool.
That was the dream that brought me here. Dream that got my mom killed. The dream that keeps bringing them after me.
You see us fighting dinosaurs?
That's not you. That's them. They're working with I think they called him a prodigal. He's working to get things for a ritual to what's the word, to open a door into the past to let the worm take root before we were around to stop him.
Oh. I mean, I guess that's one way to do it. I don't know. I feel like have you seen Jurassic Park? I feel like there's like at least a million ways this could go wrong.
They don't care. They just want Father to rule everything, and that was back before the Weaver had really any influence other than in the rocks. I think that's what Dazzle's called the other one.
Yeah, that's I know a little bit more about the Weaver because of my anyway. Yeah, that's all right, so you're like a prophecy person?
Oh, it seems, or just people just like putting things in my head. I'm not entirely sure. But this is what I risked my life to come and stop. Because when I left after having this dream, it was the first time I'd actually been away from our little park, our little trailer park thing. Um, and I actually got to see trees and you know mhm, birds and animals. And when I saw those, I knew that I needed to make sure this got stopped. Even though my mom told me that you guys would just kill me outright, she'd probably never even hear what I had to say.
Well, that was incredibly brave of you.
Well, you have to do what you feel is right, even if it means you could die, right?
I mean, yeah, that sounds real noble.
Did you know your mom?
That's it's a yes and no because I had two moms. I didn't know one of them. I did know the other one.
Would she have done anything to protect you?
Both of them without a doubt.
My mom made a big thing to draw attention at the park so that I could sneak out. 'Cause she knew that I was going to do it one way or another. This way I'd have the best chance of getting to where my dream was taking me without getting caught. Unfortunately, people realized when fairly quickly that I wasn't around because unfortunately my mom and I were usually with the other one. We were kind of each other's like support. I just wish I'd had more time to get away before they could follow me. I guess you guys can follow people though without having to know where they're at or where they're going. They probably can do the same thing.
We're gonna make sure her sacrifice wasn't for nothing.
And as you look away from the painting, you see behind her on the wall beside and behind the door, um, this face drawn in blood and charcoal.
Does it look realistic?
Very realistic.
Look like anyone I recognize?
Nobody that you have seen yet.
Okay. And is this like fresh blood? Or fresher
Uh,
blood?
no, it looks like it's been dried for a few weeks.
Okay.
Or some of it looks a little bit darker, so maybe it's been there longer, but it's been there for a while. Doesn't look like there's been any fresh blood in 5 or 6 days.
So that's a different medium.
She glances over her shoulder. Yeah. I think he may be the prodigal. He's been trying to convince me to just come back to them, that everything's going to be okay, and that I'm wrong for what I'm doing. I'm going to cause the end of the world, and that he's trying to save the world. Some of his arguments are so convincing. I almost left a few times. I gave up on sleeping for a while, and Kyle and Sierra Raya both came by to see me one day, and they found it. I was kind of almost delusional from lack of sleep. If I didn't sleep, he wasn't in my head. Lately, he's just been watching me, though. Just like, I remember him just staring at me, even though he's not talking to me. It's like he's watching, waiting, seeing what I'm gonna do, I guess. I don't know. Basil says that as soon as we get me cleansed and I can be on set, the wards and stuff will protect me from him doing that. I don't know when that's gonna happen. And she's even tried going into my dreams to confront him, but he just kind of laughs at her and does whatever he wants anyways, and she wasn't able to do a whole lot herself.
That's some pretty heavy stuff. Is
But
that
yeah,
your
if you were
blood?
to ever do what?
Is that your blood?
She gives a small nod.
Ugh.
If
I
you
mean,
were to ever see him, you would recognize him again, just so you know.
Okay. I mean, I get artistic expression and all. I don't know. I was like I said, I'm not a theurd, but I do know that effigies of people can have power, and any kind of blood or hair has power. So I doubt this is doing anything, but I don't know. I wouldn't recommend drawing any other effigies in your own blood, just in case.
I was kind of in a almost sleep deprived craze when I was doing the blood.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I,
I mean,
um,
I don't get it. I've never been in that kind of state, but yeah,
I
looks good.
might I might scream in the middle of the night. I sometimes have nightmares, especially if he's haunting me, making promises that my mom's okay. But I've seen her body. We got it back. I
All
know
right,
that
so I guess
those are lies.
go ahead.
No, I just know that those are lies now.
All
Not
right.
coming back.
So since you've got nightmares, I guess that means we need to pick something else for you to scream if something's actually attacking you. Because I mean, no matter what, I'm still gonna come in to check on you. But if it's just a scream, then I will be expecting a nightmare. But if you scream something else, then I'll know that like I need to bring like I need to be ready to throw down. So um let's hmm. Do you ever scream words in your sleep or are you just screaming? Do you know?
I think it's just usually a terrified scream. I don't
Okay.
think I scream words. If you hear me scream your name terrifiedly, then it's probably more important than just a nightmare.
Yeah, I was about to suggest a name. Yeah, that might be easiest if you just. All right, cool.
You're not afraid of spiders, are you?
No, why?
A lot of these trailers end up with the spiders that are like very thin bodies with really long, thin legs.
Oh, okay. Those kind of, I think, usually pretty nice.
And then outside, the area has a lot of the black ones with the red mark on their belly.
The okay, just outside, just hanging around.
They usually like to be in um fuller bushes, especially if it's a low traffic area.
All right, so we're gonna be careful of those. It's
You can ask the kinfolk if there's other things. I know sometimes, especially in the summer, you get those snakes that make the shaking sound, kind of like a baby rattle.
yeah, rattlesnakes.
Yeah, those ones. We get those sometimes, but I haven't seen any thus far. But the kinfolk told me that they can be fairly common, especially when it's warmer out.
So weird. I haven't had to be on the lookout for dangerous wildlife in a while, but all right.
They tend to. They said that they tend to be under the trailers, because it's still warm, but they have that bit of protection from being easily spotted and pestered. So if you have to go under the trailers, that would be when I would worry about it. Otherwise, you should be okay. Um, Most animals seem to kind of know one of us and tend to keep their distance, but they don't do that to the kin, so it might just be the kin that have to worry about it more often.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you have anything you need from your room, or can we go back? It's a little
We can go back. I was just
yeah.
showing you like the kind of art I can do.
No, yeah, it's all very nice. I just it's a little creepy. Not the drawings. I mean the this place, knowing I'm under a whatever's on the roof and whatever was outside, even though it's cleansed.
There was a rune of some sort on the roof when Sierra took me up there yesterday to show me what they scratched in it.
I'm sure I wouldn't know what it meant. But yeah, let's go back.
Well, I'm sure when she comes by, you can ask about it if you want.
Yeah, the more information I have, probably the better. Can't hurt.
Definitely. And she will head on back out to the other trailer.
So
And
as of right now, you're allowed around the kinfolk housing area, right? You're not under any kind of quarantine, other than you're not allowed on the sept.
I usually just stay in my trailer because um, it was easier that way, so nobody had to guess where I was.
Yeah,
Unless I
that's
was off with Dazzles or something. But then, she knew where I was because it's mostly for her to know where I am since I am a cub. Um, but I know a lot of the kinfolk aren't okay with me. A lot of them are worried that I'm just gonna cause more trouble for everybody.
okay. Well, I guess that just means we'll be hanging out inside a lot.
There should be plenty of room to do this boxing if you want. You can still practice and things like that.
Yeah, we'll just move all the breakable items to another room. Maybe we can use the extra bedroom you were talking about.
Well, if you want the smaller bedroom right across the way because you're more comfortable, we can clear out the stuff in the big bedroom. It's almost as big as the living, or it might be a little bit bigger than the living room actually. We could practice in there.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
So do you like anything other than hamburgers or just hamburgers?
No, I'm not. I usually am like either eat at the little cafeteria that we have, so basically whatever's there, or uh, tacos are good. I like uh, I don't know. I guess all I'm thinking of right now is any kind of fast food that I've had because that's cooking isn't my thing, and usually what we have in the cafeteria is just a whole bunch of meat. So
Okay. I think I know how to make tacos. If not, I might be. I can probably ask Susan to help. But that's the thing with the little round, really flat breads, right?
yeah.
I should be able to do that because I remember her kind of doing that once.
So you've never had tacos either?
She shakes her head no.
Oh, excellent. You will introduce everyone on this sept and off to tacos.
Binary showed me the Google thing to start learning about other stuff, right? Um, when I Googled tacos, it was showing me um, like the food thing, and then it had a lot of female anatomy parts,
Weird. I'm sure
like
there's
you're like and she kind of gestures towards the crotch.
yeah, no, I mean that's a little weird, but I mean I'm sure there's like a save search thing we can turn on. Or maybe like add recipe to the search so it's not just taco like taco recipe. Maybe that'll narrow it down. We can ask binary.
Okay. So I was just asking because I wasn't sure if, since I don't know exactly how that internet works very well, um, if like people actually eat women's genitals.
Well, you don't listen. And she's gonna like sit her down like at a table or something and be like, explain the difference between cannibalism and sex. Just real fast in like a Gabby sort of way where like you're not consuming it, but like licking is a whole different thing.
So you're saying you do you lick women's genitals then?
You know, that's a bit of a person. I no, I haven't.
I haven't either. Then again, I've also never had sex at all. I'm sure you have a lot of kinfolk who want to be with you, though.
She looks shocked and is like, "Really? I don't. I've been training kinfolk. I assumed that was just because. I mean, Black Furies, right? We're like Amazons. We gotta train and we gotta fight each other because we're all we have, right?
Yeah, I guess. And I'm still trying to get adjusted to how things are here. It's so different from where I was. We were supposed to just stay quiet, do our duties that we were assigned, and be available to any of them that wanted us. I don't know why they. Well, I guess if they kept telling them that they couldn't have me though, so I don't know if that's part of what's going on. Part of why they. Do you think that maybe has something to do with why they want me for a sacrifice? Like maybe it's a virgin sacrifice or something?
I didn't think that was a real thing.
With the crazy things they do, I wouldn't put it past them.
Well, you probably already know this, but just to reiterate, anyone tries to touch you without your consent, you punch them, or you get me to punch them, but you don't let them.
Eyebrow raise?
If you don't want someone to touch you, and you tell them not to touch you, and they touch you, you make them stop.
Oh, okay.
Did you not?
Make them stop. Um, right. Okay, sure.
I'll help teach you ways to make them stop if someone's touching you and you don't want them to be, or if someone's otherwise harassing you and you don't want them to be. You don't have to put up with that.
Okay. No, I didn't know that. So like when I first got here and that her name was Alex Raya, I think she took an arrow and cut my cheek. Should I have told her to stop?
I mean, if you didn't want her to, yeah, but I'm pretty sure I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure she was doing that for some purpose. But yeah, in generally when it's us, we're gonna try to teach you as much as we can. I'm gonna try to bring in people, I guess. I'm sure Sierra can teach you all about the ways that I don't know, we use certain things for rituals. But yeah, if someone who you don't know is, you know, coming up to you and trying to cut you, you don't want them to. I mean, I don't know why you would want them to.
And she told me that if I did anything wrong, she would use that arrow to kill me. So
I guess that was because we were wary of you at first. I guess that wasn't now that we're cool with you, unless if it's a Raya, it's a little different. Generally they can generally you want to obey them. Um we can have like a more detailed discussion about this. I'm not super good at I guess I've never had to be a mentor before, but yeah, we can have a more detailed discussion about that. I'm talking about if there are any other cubs or kinfolk or you know strangers. I don't know why there would be strangers here, but if once you get cleansed and I don't know rank up and are allowed outside the sept, that kind of thing. Our rules are a little bit different than human rules sometimes.
right. Do you think any tribe will actually ever want me?
If the Black Furies took me in, there is hope for you.
The Black Fairies take anybody?
Um, I mean, it probably helped that like my mom, one of my moms, was a Black Fury. There is a tribe that I know of that does kind of take anybody. Um, they're called the Bone Gnawers. I guess what I'm trying to say is that might as a cub, you've obviously got a lot to learn and you're going to make mistakes, but that's going to be expected. Obviously, you're important, and obviously, you've got some skills. Just got to find a tribe that kind of coincides with your values.
She gives a small nod.
But that's a problem for future us. Right now, it's the focus, I guess, is on stopping whatever these people are and getting you completely cleansed, whichever one comes first, or if those can be done at the same time.
I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with the cleansing. Nobody's really talked to me.
Obviously, it's going to be a lot harder than just a rite of cleansing.
Yeah, those are just painful. I'll be honest.
Huh. I mean, that's a little strange, but all right.
Yeah, that's when they first started to realize that there was something wrong with me. Was when I first arrived and they did the rite of cleansing and I doubled over in pain. At least I think it's the rite of cleansing because I said, all
The
right,
one with the
let's.
stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Well, Sierra, right? I didn't know that's who she was at the time, but she had said to Binary and Alex, all right, let's get this all cleansed. And so they cleansed me and two of the three bodies. The third one of them got away. Actually, each of the encounters that they've had with them, one of them's gotten away. Now that I think
That's
about it.
important.
I don't know if it's important, but it means there's somebody who gets back to give information on what they encountered, what they experienced,
Yeah,
what
and
kind
that's
of
never good.
forces, response times.
All right, let's keep that in mind. Next time, no survivors. Unless we want to keep one alive to interrogate them for some reason, but after that, no survivors.
Kill the worm wherever it dwells and breeds. Is that right?
Yeah, see, you're already getting it better than I did.
I'm working really hard to make sure I remember everything because I don't want to get in trouble. I've been in enough trouble in my life. And she's actually going to take off her shirt and turn around, and you'll see her back is covered in scars.
Do they look? Hang on, let me see if Gabby's got medicine at all. I don't remember. Yeah, she does. Do they look like lash scars?
Yes.
Oh, she'll she's just gonna say, well, fuck.
Like there's more scars on her back than there is clear flesh. So yeah, I'm gonna do everything I can not to get in trouble anymore. 'Cause
I I mean, I don't think we're gonna lash you if you get in trouble.
no, some of the members have made it clear if I get in trouble, they're just gonna kill me.
Do you like? Are these kin? Are
She shakes her head no.
these are other Galru?
Small nod.
I don't know if this is comforting, but I guess they when they say that they mean like ratting us out or going back to the other side, that kind of thing. If you like, if you're like me and accidentally leave the faucet on and flood the kitchen, I don't think they're gonna kill you for that, or at least that one. I don't think any Philodox in their right mind would.
She believes you, but you can still see that there's a sense of doubt.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, Gabby isn't. She doesn't sound like super confident either. She's just like, I've never heard of that. Like,
I don't think Lefty would, but it's not the Philodoxes generally, except for that one. I think Dazzle said she's a Fianna.
mhm.
She she would be more than happy to see me dead. But there's a lot of I think they're Cleaths.
Yeah, that's what I am.
Yeah, there's a few of a fair number who have told me that, like that Alex told me one screw up and I was dead. Um, some have been like Kyle and Adelheid were a lot nicer to me. So Sierra and Jesse and Binary. Binary is my first friend.
I'm glad she's making friends. I mean, I'm glad for both of you. I've just known her a little bit longer, but yeah. Uh, Listen, there's. Don't say this like in defiance of them because Cleats or anyone who's a rank above you is going to get a little mad if you speak back to them, and you're going to have to tread a little bit more lightly because of where you come from. But I guess if it helps to tell yourself, because this is something that I believe, that you can't really control where you come from. You know, you shouldn't. I don't think it's fair to blame you just because you were born into this situation. I think you've so far shown some incredible bravery. Uh, so yeah, it's not fair for them to judge you just because of where you were before against when you didn't have a choice. But like I said, I wouldn't say that to their faces, but I think they're wrong.
She'll nod. I'll try to remind myself that. It's kind of what Binary tells herself, if I remember right. People kind of look down on her for where she came from.
Yeah, you're gonna have. I think life for both of you is going to be fairly similar. Just have to work harder to prove yourself, which isn't completely fair. It's the way things are. I think you can do it.
At least we'll have friends to go through it with then.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. We form packs and all that, so that we don't have to go through things alone.
Wonder if I'll ever be a part of a pack. I have to be a part of a tribe first.
Yeah,
Dazzle says you can't join packs until after your rite of passage.
yeah.
Okay.
More problems for future you.
So many problems for future me.
Just focus on the problems for present you.
Current problems. Wanted for sacrifice to fuel something for bad people to do more bad stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
think
that's a
that's
problem.
plenty of a problem right now.
See, yeah, focus on that. Don't focus on all that other stuff. That's you'll have plenty of time to focus on that when this is over.
Need to be cleansed, which is probably gonna nearly kill me.
Nearly is the key word there.
Who knows? It could actually just kill me right out.
I mean, a lot of things could, kill you right out. I'm not being very comforting, am I? I guess I don't want to lie to you because I have no idea what's going to have to happen to cleanse you, but I do know that the theaters we have are fairly competent. I trust them.
I have to trust them. Otherwise, it's just going to be dead.
Yeah, let's go with that. We're keeping positive.
Right. Positive. I'm positive I'm not dead yet.
Exactly. There you go.
And she's going to go into the kitchen and start making patties of meat to make you dinner.
Gabby will sit at a table and say encouraging things, but not get anywhere near that stove.
And I'm just going to throw up a random roll of this to see how well she actually does with this, because she's not used to cooking these. So that.
Honestly, even if it's raw, Gabby's still gonna eat it and be like, "Oh, it's pretty good."
She wants to impress her. She will even go ahead and spend a willpower point.
Oh shit, she doesn't have to do that.
And it's halfway. It's actually a pretty decent burger. 2 successes.
Nice.
Is there anything else you'd like to talk to her about?
No, that basically covers everything I wanted to talk to her about. They're just gonna probably be hanging out. Gabby might teach her to play cards or something.
Okay.
Introduce her to the Spice Girls.
Oh boy. All right. In that case, we will end this scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Good night.